What's up everybody, Cynda here, and welcome back to another episode of Cynda Talks. So I got these officially branded Sonic slush bars. We got Ocean Water and Cherry Limeade. I'm going to try the Ocean Water one here today, just because it has a very unique flavor profile, and I'm interested how it translates over to a bar like this. That's nothing like the original. Nothing beats the real stuff. Sonic CD, released in late 1993, is a sort of half-sequel to Sonic 2. It's kind of a confusing release, all things considered, since this game isn't really a part of the main series, with Sonic 3 coming out in 94, and also being called Sonic 3. It means that Sonic CD is more of a spin-off than an actual main series game. And that makes some sense, since it was released on the Sega CD, which was an add-on to the Sega Genesis that allowed for more, better-er graphics and sound, which is apparent once you boot up the game. Anyways, the Sega CD was a financial disaster and even sparked a few controversies, eventually leading to the creation of the ESRB. Cool. Sonic CD was released primarily as a way to boost sales for this add-on that no one bought, and as a result, Sonic CD fell into obscurity fairly quickly. Until 2011, when Sonic CD was remastered by Christian Whitehead and released onto various platforms. It used the Retro engine and was in full widescreen. Ooh, ah. And even had a bunch of neat features like the modern spin dash or the ability to swap soundtracks from the US and Japanese ones. But the version I'll be playing this go-round is the Sonic Origins version. I played the classic mode, and the goal was to play both classic mode and then anniversary mode, and I'll play some of anniversary to grab some widescreen footage for this video and also to share some of the remaster's improvements. Now, I'm not too informed on who exactly worked on this. Some sources say this is a copy-paste of the Retro Engine remaster. Apparently Headcanon of Sonic Mania fame worked on it, but apparently they only worked on the Sonic 3 part of Origins. I don't know, man. But whatever, let's hop right into Sonic CD. Now, I'm a bit of a Sonic fan. I've played a few of the games and I like them. Sonic is a fun series. This game is not fun, let me elaborate. The story here is pretty simple yet fairly complex for a 2D platformer. Eggman yoinks this entire planet and is jump-starting the Industrial Revolution again. At the same time, he's invented Metal Sonic, who kidnaps Amy Rose. Yes, that Amy Rose. And now Sonic has to not only save the planet, but stop the mechanicalization of it, stop Eggman, and also stop Metal Sonic in order to save Amy Rose. Whoa! Honestly, having all of these plot elements here is pretty neat. Metal Sonic being a sort of B-plot villain is a cool idea, with him showing up early on kidnapping Amy, and appearing throughout the game through these projector thingies until you finally face off against him in Stardust Speedway, which is pretty late into the game. But the A-plot is where things get rough. Eggman has scattered these robot generators across the planet. Problem is, they're in the past, so Sonic has to hit one of these time posts in order to time travel. Yeah, there's time travel in this game.
Stop it, the law!
Wait, no! It's a part of the game!
That's what they all say.
We're not risking any more shenanigans out of the likes of you.
You don't understand! The only point of going into the future is for a different music track and a palette swap! I mean, it's not even worth it!
Fine, but we got our eyes on you.
An important detail is that you always start each level in the present, except for the third and final act of a level, where you start in the future. So when you enter a level, your goal is to find a past time post, go back to the past, destroy the generator, and then finish the level to get a good future. Seems simple enough, right? Wrong. This game's core gameplay is some of the worst I've ever seen in a Sonic game. The level designs here just don't make sense because they go against Sonic's core design philosophy. Sonic has been about speed as a reward for careful play and memorizing the levels. Your first run through a level is always going to be rough, running into enemies, spikes getting greedy with momentum until you slam into a spring that launches you backwards. But it's replaying the level where you get better at the game until you learn the optimal path through a level. For example, the path that lets you completely avoid the water in a water level. Sonic CD, however, has level design that feels incredibly random. It's like the design team came up with all these cool mechanics and then just slammed them all over the stages. At times, it literally feels like a Mario Maker level, with just how busy and insane these levels are. And sure, you can learn how to optimize your playthrough of a level, learn where the signposts are and where the generators are, but I mean, I can learn how to traverse my room, but it doesn't make it any less cluttered. And you want to know how you time travel? by maintaining speed. So here we have a game that is incredibly cluttered with mechanics that are randomly spread across the stage, and you have to maneuver through the mess in order to time travel. Cool! Good thing they added the spin dash and super peel out. The peel out acting as a much cooler spin dash but doesn't give you invincibility, which is just so helpful in these enemy-littered stages. Also, there are future time posts as well, so even though you're only supposed to be traveling to the past, they give you the option to go to the future. Which, I mean, it can be fun to check out the good future of a level once you take out the generator, but then you have to time travel ahead 2 times. That means finding places you can time travel, and then finding 2 future time posts. I'm sorry, it's just not worth it when I get to see the good future anyways in Act 3. So the future posts end up becoming obstacles that the game will actively try to screw you over on. It's almost like the level designers knew the future posts would become obstacles you had to avoid and put them in very inconvenient spots. Like, neat, cool, you know, I'd love to see invisible design like that and taking player behavior into consideration. But my gosh, why is it in this mess of a game? The time travel itself isn't even that interesting, which is pretty disappointing. The only thing you get is new background music and a slightly altered level layout, plus a palette swap, which is even more disappointing because time travel is normally a really neat visual mechanic, but in this game, the past makes things green and the future makes them chrome, and it barely makes sense. Why were there factories in the past? I guess it's Eggman building the factories in the past, but there's very little distinction visually between the past and the future. Alright, I've been pretty harsh on this game so far. Let's talk about some of the stuff this game does right. First of all, the soundtrack. So you know that one SpongeBob song where they sing about the future and the past or whatever?
Buckle up for the sweetest ride and prepare to have your mind blown wide when worlds collide.
Yeah, that's Sonic CD. Now, I played the game using the Japanese soundtrack, which is more Sonic-y, but the US soundtrack is really good too, and it's a shame that a lot of people completely ignore it. The visuals are really nice as well. They have that Genesis pop the other classic Sonic games have. The only real issue I have is with the level themes themselves. A lot of them kind of run together, which is a shame, since most Sonic games have very distinct level themes. But Quartz Quadrant and Wacky Workbench are almost indistinguishable. Joke's on you guys, though, because the Wacky Workbench footage is actually Metallic Madness footage. See, I told you! I will give Stardust Speedway credit because it looks cool. The special stage this time around is actually pretty good. Heck, I'd say it might be the best in the classic series. It's a 3D-ish Mode 7 kind of thing, where you run around in 3D space, but everything is a 2D sprite. Problem is, though, Sonic is always running, so you have to time your jumps to destroy these UFO things. The blue ones give you speed shoes, which makes things way more difficult. Dodge floor spikes, don't touch the water. There's also a time limit, which is always a good design choice. The only problem here is that the collision detection is completely broken. At times, the hitboxes on these things feels pixel perfect. But I mean, hard to complain, especially compared to the bogus special stages in the other Sonic games. Alright, we're at the end of the game. Ooh, this fight's gonna be a toughie. Wait, what? Yeah, this game's boss design is really easy, and I love it. 2D platformer bosses are almost always the weakest part of the game, with very few exceptions like Cuphead. Bosses in platformers just aren't fun to face off against most of the time, since they feel more like checkpoints rather than battles. Like, oh well, I beat the Koopaling, so now I can go to the next world. And Sonic CD's bosses almost acting as a way to catch up with Eggman and Metal Sonic's latest diabolical shenanigans is great. So once you beat the game, you get another gorgeous animated cutscene showing some cool moments from your adventure. Overall, Sonic CD is very rough around the edges, but at the end of the day, it's still a decent classic Sonic game. And by decent, I mean kinda bad. Play Sonic 1 instead, it's better. I am? Better call a doctor.